Oftentimes in diagnosing electrical issues that may arise, you may be asked to what we call manually test the inputs of the unit you're working on. Several of our control units have spots that you can manually test the inputs. The joystick controller, tether operator station, an aerial interface box, and the RP flush mount controller. Each of these has at least one set of manual inputs that can be tested. In order to test it, you'll simply need a screwdriver to gain entry into the unit, as well as a short jumper wire that we can jumper between power and ground, power or ground to the necessary input. Once we get into this, we'll show you a couple things to check for first before testing the input, and then we'll go ahead and test the input. Many times we'll ask you to do this just to verify communications on our RS-485 communication lines, the blue and the white wires. It also helps us determine if the keypad is at fault or if there's something more underlying that may be causing an issue. So we'll go ahead and we'll move into the box here and show you a couple of things to look for, and then we'll go ahead and test the manual inputs. Before we begin testing the inputs, we're going to first need to locate the set of dip switches, specifically number 4, that controls the manner in which the inputs are switched. If dip switch number 4 is in the off position, these will be ground inputs, in which case you're going to jumper from the ground block to the terminal. If it's in the on position, such as this one is now, you're going to jumper from the positive terminal block to each individual input. Since our dip switch is in the positive position, we're going to jumper from the positive terminal block to each individual input, starting with the up, the down, and each time we test one, we're making sure there's a corresponding movement from the monitor as we do this. The fog, straight stream, and then the park. We'll often manually test the inputs to determine if toggle switches or something of the sort that are tied into the inputs are the problem, or if the communications between here and the monitor is what's causing the problem. Having just tested all these inputs and everything working as it should, that will lead us to believe that down the line at the switch of the wiring there may be a problem there.